Okay, so the next exercise that we're going to do is we're going to unwrap the T-shirt. So go ahead and download the T-shirt Maya file. Okay, so this is what the T-shirt look like. Okay, if you open up the texture UV editor, this is what you get. Okay, and again, as I mentioned before, most of the time when you create an object in Maya, Maya will try to guess its UV map. Okay, so for example, if I create a box, it will try to guess the UV map for that object, and same thing with all other objects. Okay, now in this case, right, this is the UV map for the T-shirt, and it's completely very wrong. Okay, so if you're given like this, right, all you have to do just go to the UV, right, and select everything and just press delete. Okay, so that will get rid of the UV that Maya gives to you. Okay, now again, there are many approaches to do UV in Maya. So in this case, I will just use this different method to do this UV. Okay, so this is my T-shirt. So it's currently like facing forward. Okay, facing the Z-axis. So I'm going to just select the object and project the whole thing. Okay, so in this case it's Z-axis, because if I choose different axis, then it will give me a wrong orientation. Okay, so Z will be my choice. Now, as you can see, like the color is not blue, just because like there is underlying UV and the UV is overlapping, as you can see here, right? So the back side of the face will also get placed in the same position. That's why like the color resulting in this like purplish color. Okay. So the next step that we going to do after you project the whole thing is that we're going to split between the front portion and the back portion of the T-shirt. Because if you look at the T-shirt, right, there is a cutting on the side, right, on the left side and also the right side. Okay, just like how the shirt will be manufactured in real life. Okay, so we're gonna select, right, I'm gonna close this first. Okay, so I'm going to probably select this. Okay, you can double click it, right, so it will select the whole entire loop. Okay, so it's probably around this side. I'm going to cut it, right, I'm going to UV and I'm going to cut UV edge. Okay, now it seems like it's nothing happened, but if you go to UV editor and you click this button here, they will show a white line, okay, upon the edge that you cut just now. Okay, so let's say if I go like this and I cut, so I'm going to UV and then cut, right, it's indicating like this is being cut and you can separate. Okay, but I don't need that, so I'm gonna undo. Okay, so just cut nicely, right, like this, double click it, and I'm going to cut again. Okay, you can press G to repeat the last command, and then make sure like I'm cutting the correct edge loop, so I'm not cutting around there, right, because then it's not aligned with the left portion. So I'm going to double click it, I'm going to press G to cut on this side. Again, I'm going to double click and I'm going to press G. Okay, now you notice that I'm making a cut like all the way, so as if I have a scissor and I'm going to cut this T-shirt entirely, right? So that's how UV cut edge work. Okay, now since I cut through already, I should be able to move this UV shell, okay, the front UV shell, and you can separate between the front and the back side. Okay, so if I go to this tool, right, I can select one of them and I can like move this guy. Okay, now if I forget, so I'm gonna undo, right, so let's say like you forget to cut, right, you haven't cut this side, okay, and you try to move this guy, then you cannot, because this portion is still stitched, right, and Maya cannot move because of that. Okay, so make sure you have enough cut, right? UV cut, so then you can move these properly. Okay, now you notice that if you turn on, you can turn on the checker, and if you look at the checker pattern, right, there is some inconsistency happening around here. Okay, so everything looks nice here, right, but when it comes to this portion, like things start like getting messy and pretty bad. Okay, that's because like some of these UV, right, you might need to adjust it. So let's have a look at, okay, this guy is somewhere there. Okay, so you might need to like adjust this guy manually. So I'm going to UV, and you have to kind of like adjust it accordingly. Okay, so if I adjust this guy, right, things are starting to get better. Okay, and also if you have this kind of coloration, that means like this faces is actually going inside or is underneath. Okay, then you have to kind of like move this and like fix it up. Now, what I'm doing now is manually, right, and there's a better way to unfold, okay, all these like nasty folding. Okay, so before we use the unfold function, you must make sure the plugin is loaded correctly. Okay, because I've seen many people like try to unfold, but the plugin is not loaded properly. Okay, so to be able to use this function, you must load this plugin. Okay, so go to Windows, Setting Preferences, and go to Plugin Manager, and make sure, okay, I'm gonna type unfold 3D. Okay, this plugin is loaded. Okay, so if it's not loaded, go ahead and tick this two things, and then you press refresh and close. Okay, so unfold 3D. Now that you finished loading the plugin, you can go back to your T-shirt and you can select this entire UV. Alright, then you can press shift right click. Okay, shift right click and then unfold. Oops. Okay, you can see there's an unfold. Right, undo, and there's an unfold menu on the left hand side, and there is an arrow pointing. Okay, so what it means, like when there is an arrow like that means like if I move my mouse closer, right, there's gonna be a sub menu inside there. Okay, so let's choose unfold. Okay, and this is the sub menu look like. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the box, right? So again, if there's a box icon, it means like there's gonna be a settings for it. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the box, right? Let go, and this is my setting look like. Okay, make sure the method is set to unfold 3D. Okay, if you set to legacy, it will not unfold properly. Okay, so set this to unfold 3D, and I'm just going to use my default setting. Okay, so this is what my default setting look like. Okay, you can change this to 2K if you want, and I'm going to press apply, and everything should be unfold properly. Okay, now this is before unfold, so I'm going to undo. So there is like inconsistency in terms of the checker size. Okay, so once I apply unfold, right, and the checker pattern is roughly the same size. Now, you don't have to worry about the orientation, right, because it's just the way it is. Because if you look at the checker pattern here, right, is, yeah, one of them around this region like is kind of like slanted. Okay, that's because like this one is actually going in the slope. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the orientation. You don't have to make this straight. So what you have to worry is the size of the checker pattern. Okay, now you finish with this guy, so you can move it away, and you can go back to this red portion. Okay, now because it's red, so I have to flip it first, right? And once I flip it, I'm going to do the unfold again. Okay, select everything, shift right click, unfold, and then unfold. Okay, and you're gonna get like something like this. So everything is roughly the same size. Now again, you can try to fix its pixel density, right? So I'm going to select this guy, and I'm going to press get. So it's about 76, select this, and set again. Okay, now these two T-shirt is going to have the same size, and I'm trying to put this in the proper region, but it doesn't fit. Now, if this guy, it doesn't fit, right, then you might need to shrink this guy a little bit more, right? And again, after you shrink one of the region, you have to go back to this textile density tool, select him, get the new value, select his neighbor, and set the new value. Okay, now that everything is in place, you can then select everything, then export as per normal. Okay, and again, I will not go through the T-shirt creation. Right, so you can go to Photoshop and just try to put a nice texture for it. Okay, so I leave that texture creation to your creativity.